All right, after excessive testing, there's interference like crazy in this area for this radio to work, because it's sitting here and where it needs to communicate is right there, and it would not do it. So we're going to go with 5 gigahertz. So let's change this radio out and then go to the pavilion building and put an access point up there. Got the other radio up there, the one in the middle. Now we'll go put an access point in the middle building and see if it will connect, which in the studio it did, but we'll see. All right, let's get the ladder out of here.
Got it?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Set this up so I can. I just set it right over here, so I can just go straight up instead of walking across. Yeah. All right, let's get up here and change this.
Got it.
Alrighty. Yeah, let's slide that up like that so I can actually have something to grab a hold of. That's what I like about that ladder. If I need it extended a little bit, I can stand it right up. Regular extension ladder, you can't do that. Alright. Let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to take this one here out and put the one I have up here and make an access point. Instead of this receiving, going down, come back up, and this sending, I'm going to put one that's pointing out that way, and I can grab a hold of that one and grab a hold of that one. Probably leave this one up here for now. I may program it and flip it around so they can actually have Wi-Fi here in the building. Since I got the wire and the radio, I can program this as a Wi-Fi hotspot. But that's not what I'm going to do today. I'm going to put this up here, got that one, get these connected. Hopefully I can get up with somebody and get in the office over there. If not, well, just have to come back. Try to get all this stuff like this done before Thanksgiving. All right, we got this one up here. Let's open this bad boy up. Got that one plugged in. Now I'm gonna look on the app and see if it actually comes back online. And it's level. All of them are nice and leveled. Let's see if it actually comes back online. And that one over there, because it's got power and it's already been programmed for it. All right, let's see what kind of speed we get on the cord itself, the Ethernet wire. That's going to be plugging in to the AP. More than enough speed. And I turn the PoE off on port 4. So to be safe to plug in the laptop. I know it's not supposed to send voltage, but I've had a laptop killed that way. I'm not going to take that chance again. But I'm getting real good down and uploads. Try again. Getting more than enough up here. So let's plug in the AP and see what we get on the other end over there. Well, we tested all the ports. We got the access point on port number 3 with a PoE And I took the wire that goes from port 3 without the PoE, took the laptop as you saw, and got over 200 up there at the access point, plugged it back in. For some reason it still wants to fluctuate on the CPE. Now we're going to go to the CPE and check all the connections, all the wires, test them all again, see if we find something. But I think it's going to be something to do with the frequency, and so we may have to use some other radios. But it's kind of odd that that was the only 2.4 radios that we really used in this area. The other ones are on the other end, but people do have Wi-Fi, so something between here and there is interfering with it, I do believe. But we're going to go test the wires, plug the laptop directly into the CPE and see what kind of speed. It's holding now to 200 and something, like 216, and then drops to 180, but not down to 5. Throw some 60 hertz up there and see what that does if this keeps going. Never had this kind of issue with any kind of radio. Usually you can change the frequency or whatever and it solves the problem, or change it to from 5 to 2.4 or 2.4 to 5 and solves the problem. But this one is just head scratcher. But I ain't giving up until it's done. Still like to run fiber, but they don't want anything dug in here, so, and there's no poles that I'm allowed to attach to run fiber from here to there. But we'll see what we get when we get back over there. Okay, after playing around with the frequencies and power and everything else, now we over here see if we can get this to work. So let's see what we get. Anything over 5, I'll be happy. All right, this I can deal with. Because the router is in that box right there on the wall. Pretty much 25 up and down. Let's see what we get over here on the other side of the office, where actually they're going to be. Push F5, son. There we go. Let's see what we get on this side. This is on the completely on the other side. I was thinking about 25, but this is going through the box, the outside wall, and this outside wall. So let's see what upload is. I was thinking about 25 up and down from over here. Yeah, 30. Okay. Well, this thing has driven me completely nuts. The battery's about had it on the laptop. Got 21%, but I love this new battery. With the other battery, it had been dead by now an hour ago. Alright, we're sitting over here. The boxes, outside box is right on the other side of that bush right there. Let's see what we get now from here. Yeah, can deal with that. That's more than enough for an office. I put it down on 20 bandwidth. They just need to share a folder with each other. 24 up and down. But I think that's it. Now see if we can get in the other office and program that CPE as bridge mode, and then the bridge mode on the air cube, and we should be able to have it all ready to go. But now this air cube in here, I got put the restoration key so it'll show up in the software. So that's what I'm going to do. Well, let's see. Should be able to see what the IP is that the router gave it and log into it and put the key in it. See if we can do that without plugging into it. Should be able to. All right, I think we got this side of the link done. I'm going to do a speed test on the air cube in that box. Let's see what we can get. Oh, what's it doing? What's it doing? I don't know what that was. But I think we can deal with that kind of speed right there. Be sure that's the, yeah, Office Link Blue. That's the building behind me. And that's the air cube. That's the air cube itself. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, that's the air cube right there. Go over here. Go down here. See, is it on the latest firmware? No firmware available. We're going to do a speed test. That is a great sight to see, especially when you change all different kind of things and get 5 maybe. Let's see what it does upload. I think I got 40 here. I don't know if it's going to get that much, but if I can get 20, that's more than enough for them to be using in the office. 80 is nice. Upload. Come on, give me 40. I can deal with that. I can probably tweak it out and get it up a little bit higher, but that's more than enough for what they need in the office. They're not going to do any video or anything like that, sending big files. They're just going to be working on Quicken, and they just need to share a folder and email, text, whatever they, you know, no video, stuff like that, they said. So let's do it one more time. That was looking so nice. I want to see it again. This thing's been driving me nuts. Been messing with it for on and off for a week, scratching my head, trying to figure out what it is, trying all different kind of things to see if I can pinpoint something, and I think I found it. Something is messing up 2.4 gigahertz around here, but this is the only part of the park that I've got 2.4 that's actually getting interfered. Nowhere else has had this issue. But the spectrum analyzer and all that, see what frequency are open and everything else. Then I just dropped it right in the middle of where nothing was showing, and here we are on 5 gigahertz. I got everything else. The 2 dish, I got them setting on the highest frequency that's possible in this firmware, and I got this radio on the lowest, so they're far apart. I can deal with that. It's lunchtime. You think so?
Yeah.
Lunchtime? All right. Let's go get some lunch, and then we'll get up with somebody, hopefully, and see if we can get the other side. Well, it is 5:13, and we got here roughly, what, about 11?
Yeah, 11-ish.
This is the 4th day working on this thing, trying to figure out what it is. And I do believe I got it, because the office that has the computer that is sharing a folder is down on that end of the RV park. I'm at the main office, and they have printers on the network, so if I can access the printer in my network sitting here, I should be able to access anything else tied to that internet down there, and that's including a shared folder to the network on a computer down there. So let's see if I can see the printers. Let's see, flip it over, go here. I don't see it here. I don't have it a direct link, but if I go to my networks, I see all the printers. See my laptop, and I go to network over here, and I see all the printers sitting there. Now let's just confirm that that's not something that was already in cache. Let's go add a printer and see if it can actually find it or not. I'm going to add printer, so it's going to have to scan and find it and see if it does find one or not. Come on. Show me a printer. It's checking all the network. It should find a printer. Come on. There it is. That confirms that I can reach the other office from here. It is time for me to get the you-know-what out of here, because I got this to work. Now all I got to do is give them the Wi-Fi name and the password in this office so they can link it, so she can sit in here with her laptop and connect to the folder down there, the folder in the computer down there, so she can do Quicken just as if she was sitting in the office down there. This is a wonderful day to have this thing actually finally connect. This is the first time I ever set up an AP and set up 2 clients off that AP and get them to share through network. It wouldn't have been so bad if the whatever is around here is messing up the frequency on the 2.4. This already been done, but I switched over to 5 gigahertz, changed the frequency on the other radios up there so they won't interfere with each other. Went from 80 bandwidth to 40 because I looked at what speed's been going through the point-to-point, and 40 bandwidth is more than enough to take care of it. Don't need to hog all the bandwidth with one radio if it don't need it. But it has worked. And now I'm just gonna get up with them and say I can access the printer from either office. So shared folders should be the same thing. I don't know if they'd be here Monday with the laptop, but I'm going to find out if she will be, or Tuesday, whichever. I think she's here like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I don't think she's here Monday, but I think she actually lives here in the RV park. I don't know, and I don't know if she's actually here or not. So I'm going to contact her by text when I get back to the studio and see if she can come up here and log into it, if she's here, and see if she can actually access that folder. And if she can, we're good. I love a challenge, and this is the hardest one I've had so far. When I do everything I'm supposed to do, make good patch cords, program everything right and everything, and it still don't work, and come find that something around this area just messing with the frequency. And when I done the analyzer, there's not much really being used other than what I'm using in 5 gigahertz. There's like 2 sections in the spectrum that's got some real heavy activity, and that's where I got my CPEs and my point-to-point. I haven't done any analyze for 2.4 and see how crazy it is around here, because they got they got spectrum in here. They got the old telephone lines of CenturyLink, which now is Brightspeed, and all the routers and everything else. So there's no telling what it is, but I have a feeling it's probably the routers between point A to point B. There's just so many that's really interfering with it. But it's working. I'm good. So thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. And thank you for subscribing so you won't miss any of the videos that I upload or when I go live on this channel. Until the next one, be safe.